Hello everybody, welcome back. We are here at Watkins Glen. We're actually in a prototype this time. We are in the Cadillac GTP car. Now it's not the best Cadillac, or not the best prototype on the grid, but it's the only one I own. So yeah. But as we start this formation lap, as you can see, I am starting way in the back of the grid. I am P16 because I failed to set a lap in qualifying. I had spun in both laps, which was really not good. But it's okay. This series is, I'm assuming, pretty chaotic with how hard these cars are to drive, so we'll hope to gain plenty of positions as we're now at the end of the formation lap and we are ready for that green flag to fly. And here we go now, green flag is flying. We are underway here in Watkins Glen. I'm going to take it to the inside line, hopefully get the position on this purple car here, which you actually send it to the outside. He'll be able to keep that position. I will try to get on this yellow Porsche now as we try the outside of this turn 2, which isn't really working, but we're going to have the inside line. He's going to back out of it too because he does not want any part in what might happen up here in the chicane. And as we go through the chicane now, you can see just how slow everybody is going here in the back of the field. But I was actually working quite a bit in practice and throughout the week on getting faster and faster times and being pretty aggressive in that chicane. So I was able to find quite a bit of time compared to these guys as we take it to the inside of this yellow Porsche to get another position as he was running quite wide. So that would be another position on this opening lap as we stick behind this purple Porsche yet again and trying to see if we can make a move anywhere as we start nearing towards the end of this first lap. But as you can see, as we skip ahead now, I was not able to get past him and we were going to stick behind him in P11 actually. So we made up 5 positions as we head through into the chicane once again. This time I'm a lot closer to the guys ahead, so I stick it back a little bit. We end up having chaos ahead. There's a spinner. I barely managed to avoid him. That yellow Porsche from earlier is trying to overtake us yet again, but I ain't gonna let him have it. So I'll have the inside line for turn 6 now, and he will back out of it. So we'll luckily be able to keep that position and manage to come out unscathed from that big crash up ahead, as we're now behind this Acura, which we would end up being behind him for quite a bit, now in P9. So we end up another 2 positions. And then we skip quite a bit later. We're still behind him. Not too much is going on. I'm just slowly trying to gain on him, pull up some pressure, and we have another big incident. I yet again barely managed to make it out, which would be another 2 positions, putting us up to P7 overall now, which is very good, almost 10 positions up from where we started. And I'd stick behind this Acura yet again for quite a while during this race. Actually, we'd be catching up to this white Ferrari, which he would be trying to put all sorts of pressure on him, which, as you can see here, really compromised his exit as we head down into the chicane. But since this is my first hypercar race, I don't really have much confidence, and of course I've already seen a whole bunch of chaos in the exit of this chicane, so I decide to just weave to the side a bit, but to back out of it and stay behind them. But I end up having a very bad entry, which makes me go way deep into that grass, getting another off track, and luckily nothing else other than an off track. So we will end up sticking in this race and still being alive, luckily. But now we have a bit of ground to make up on these 2 up ahead. But as you can see, skipping a bit later, I will end up gaining quite a bit of ground, and this Acura will lock up, but we will not be able to capitalize on it. I'll just stick behind him and be trying to my best to get some pressure on him as we skip ahead another lap.
Hello there.
Where we would have a rogue Porsche decide to take a different route to get to the final turn, and luckily I thought he was going to end up absolutely killing one of us, but he decided to not, luckily, and I've never seen him after this, so bit of a scare, but luckily yet again we come out alive. And yet again we'll skip quite a bit later, a couple laps later. We are still behind this Acura, but he's going to lock up once again. But this time, we are finally going to be able to get past him. But he is going to try to take the fight with us into the penultimate corner of the track, which are going to end up pushing him out a bit wide here. But let's be honest, there's not much rotation you can get for that corner, so it's very easy to understeer out and get an off track. So I don't really know why he thought he could try around the outside. But as we skip and yet again, we've caught up to that white Ferrari, and we are trying to also do the same thing and get pressure on him. But we are struggling with these off tracks, especially at turn 1. As you can see, we have another one, and we're going to stay behind him, getting pretty close in his slipstream. We're not going to make a move in the chicane, but I'm going to make him think we're making a move in the chicane. So I'm going to send it towards the inside, but back out of it just last second, which he doesn't fall for it and ends up just making our exit worse. So we would end up having a bit of ground to make up on him, which, seeing as we made it up before and we have plenty of time left, I think we should be fine. As you see, we've made up quite a bit of time on him now, especially in that braking zone for turn 1. But we had another off track once again. Now we're on the back of him. We're just trying to put as much pressure as we can. Heading into turn 9 now, we're putting more pressure on him. But we are running out of time, because this next lap will end up being the last lap of the race, which will be right behind him. So hopefully, we will be able to capitalize off maybe even the slightest mistake he can make as we look at the inside of turn 1 once again, just letting him know that we are here and we want this position. No off tracks this time for turn number 1 as we head through these very fast, flat out S's. And now onto the back straight, which will lead us into the turn 4 and 5 chicane. I believe it's turn 4 and 5, which will be right behind him. We're not going to look at the inside of the chicane. We're going to try my best to get a good exit, which we do. But we both end up having a scruffy line through the carousel. I took way too much curb, running a little bit wider than I would have liked, which really compromises my next turn through here, as we try to just stick behind him for just a few more turns and maybe be able to make something in turn 9, gaining a lot more ground on him in turn 7. But yet again, a bit of a scruffy exit, so we will not be able to capitalize. Now heading into turn 8, I would like to think that my exit was strong, but it was not. Once again, heading into turn 9, I'm just hoping that he at least locks up or something, but he does not. And then I just have to stick behind him once again, and there's not really any more overtaking opportunities for the rest of the lap. So there we go. We'll end up sticking behind him for the rest of the lap and finishing this race in P5, making up 11 positions on my debut hypercar GTP race. That is all for this one. I would do a few more hypercar races, and I end up getting myself up to 2.8 thousand I rating. So just a little bit away from our goal of getting to 3,000. So I'd just like to say thank you all so much for watching. I'm hoping in the next one we'll finally be able to reach our goal.